What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here. This is one that I think a lot of you guys have been looking forward to, and I was really excited to record. So what you guys are going to see next is an interview with one of our trade1348.com members. Again, we've done these interviews before. If you check out the links in the description, we have another one where one of our members actually became a millionaire from a relatively small amount. His story is absolutely incredible. So after this one, make sure you check out that one as well. But guys, lives are changing with this. Again, if you guys do want your first month completely free to the platform here, make sure you guys check out that link down below as well. I'll pin it as the pinned comment in the comment section. Again, use code GAINS, GAINZ, if you guys are interested. But what we're going to go over, guys, is a little bit of kind of the emotional elements of how Josue was able to make these kind of gains. We're going to go over all the proof as well for all of you people sitting on the sidelines thinking he didn't actually make this money. Well, if some of you guys would actually sit back, think to yourselves and say, okay, these people are making all this money. How are they doing it? And how can you implement that for yourselves? You would be in a much better position. But I'm super excited for you guys to actually see this interview here. It's always awesome hearing from you guys and kind of putting, well, not in this situation, Josue didn't actually have a camera, but it's really nice to actually have that contact with you guys every single day. But when we actually get to speak to each other one-on-one, for me, and I know Gabe's included in this as well, it really makes things a lot more real. When we started trade1348.com, we set out to change lives, and that is exactly what we are doing. So again, guys, if you wouldn't mind dropping a like on this video, dropping a comment down below, hitting the subscribe button and turning notifications on. But without further ado, let's roll the intro and get right into it. Welcome back to another midweek masterclass. We have a very special one for you guys this afternoon. So we're going to be interviewing Josue is how you actually pronounce his name. I did not know that. It's Faust. He's got a lot of different names. He's Faust in the live chats. He's Josue in real life, and then a little bit of a different name in the Discord, which I probably can't say on YouTube because they will get angry at me. But he doesn't have a webcam. We're gonna have to deal with it. But you guys are gonna get a lot of information, really solid information from this interview that we have with you. So Josue is 19 years old. And he's been able to make a very substantial amount of money over the last couple of weeks here. I think that what we do here at 1348 with everybody is awesome. And in hearing these success stories and giving you guys that additional layer of motivation is extremely cool. So what I have pulled up on the screen right now is a portion of what he was able to take out from what is called a prop firm. So very quickly, guys, before I introduce you guys to him, what a prop firm essentially is, and we've talked about this a few times, where you pay an institution to go and take basically a test following their rules, specific drawdown rules, specific take profit rules. You're supposed to make a certain amount of money, sometimes in a certain period of time. Sometimes they give you unlimited time. It depends on what company you're going through. And then they give you live capital to trade with. And then there's a profit split. So this is part of his profit split right here. I can zoom in a little bit more. You can see Josue right here. He actually, fun fact, we're going to get into this. He has 11 of these accounts right now. And every 2 weeks for a certain period of time, you're only able to take out, I think it's 4 months, you said, right?
Yeah, after 4 months.
Yeah, after 4 months, you can take out as much as you want. But for that first 4 months, you can take out $2,000 per account every 2 weeks. And as you guys can see here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So his first payout is $22,000. This was taken directly from the Apex website. I mean, we can show you guys actually going to the Apex website and doing this again. But let's get into this here, guys. So Josue, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, man? I know I've said a little bit, 19, making a bunch of money, but tell us a little about yourself, dude.
All right, so yeah, my story is pretty different because like I've only been trading for 11 months, so I haven't been trading like how some people say like it takes them like 2 to 3 to 4 years to actually make money.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm like really fortunate to have this because my dad, I work for his business in construction, so like for like 10 10 months like straight. I would just like every morning I would work in just the charts and everything. Then after that, I would go and work for him for like the rest of the day. And that just helped me a lot because like I would just constantly every single morning at 8:30 on the charts taking trades, losing money on options, making dumb plays, and like my career didn't really take a big turnaround. It only took a turnaround when I started like controlling my risk. Because when I
Mhm.
started controlling my risk, like that's when it changed and more emotions. Because the strategy is one thing. Like the strategy 1340 is really good. Like just compared to other strategies, it looks so confusing and like I don't know. 1348 strategy is just another level.
Yeah, we try to make it simple and easy for everybody to understand. I mean, that's why a lot of people are able to have
Uh-huh.
so much success. How when did you find us? Because I know what is it? Your older brother
Yeah, my,
is
my my
Decoy.
my older brother found you guys first. Then at September, like my birthday, for my birthday present, he bought me like a free month for you guys.
Yep.
So he bought me a free month. Then after that, I just like started watching all the beginner videos and everything. So he's the one that introduced me into like options.
Hmm.
Because I've traded. I didn't really trade. I was kind of like in my junior year, I downloaded like Robinhood and got some money off Dogecoin and like AMC. But then obviously you know how that goes. Like you lose it all, so you don't know what you're doing. But
Yeah.
then after that, like my senior year or after my senior year, my that's when my brother got me the that 1 month. It was back then when it was like $100 for the month. So that's when he got me in, and I just like after that I've been following you guys for like forever. Then when 3 year came out, I bought the lifetime plan first, but I didn't know that that didn't come with all the 3 year plans. So I switched over to 3 year, and now I
Oh, the
like
the payment plan? Yeah, yeah,
yeah
yeah, yeah.
yeah
That's switched around. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's awesome, man. It's kind of it's nice having somebody else that you can talk to. I don't know if you and your brother live together.
he lives in the same house, yeah.
Not That's
So
awesome. Yeah, it must be cool
uh
having somebody that you can just like talk to all the
yeah
time and,
yeah
and kind
yeah
of go over your trades. And do you guys both
uh
trade futures now?
yeah he started trading futures too, and he's passed a couple accounts too, so he'll be getting his payout soon too.
Good for you guys. Are you
Yeah.
beating them?
Huh?
Are you beating them?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey man, it's
Yeah,
hard. It's hard to compete with your
yeah.
types of games. Do you
Uh-huh.
want to pull up that trade Zella spot there?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we can
yeah.
just kind of show people for proof. So guys, in the prop firm space, with Apex, I believe Josue, do you know how many accounts they limit you to?
Oh, they limit you 20 accounts.
20 accounts. Okay, so you have 11 right now. And what he's doing, guys, is using something called a trade copier. So imagine if you had, like, let's just say, for example, 11 different accounts separately. You would then have to go in and trade on each of those different 11 accounts. What he's able to do with a trade copier is he takes one trade on one account and it takes the same trades on all of the other accounts. So when I pull this up for you guys right here, it's going to show this about $11,000 here. He said it's a bit off on TradeZella. What is it? 10?
Yeah,
10.5?
it's like 10,
Yeah. So the
but
actual
it's a bit
number is
off.
slightly lower, but remember that is multiplied through 11 accounts. That's insanity, dude. So I think what I kind of want to go through next a little bit with you is a little bit of kind of the emotional element of trading, which is kind of what I think a lot of people struggle with. So you said you've been trading for about 11 months. And
Uh-huh.
this is really when you started taking it seriously, not like the high school gambling. Oh, I'm going to make a bunch of
Yeah,
money.
I started taking it like serious in the beginning, but like I started improving like the last like 6 months. Like that's when I like actually started like journaling and everything.
So journaling, good, right there.
Yeah, yeah.
That is one very, very key thing. I mean, you guys know we talk about that in the masterclass all the time. Journaling, writing down exactly what you're doing. Um, what do you think you were doing in your journaling to kind of help you go to the next level? Because it's a very different thing between, oh, I'm just gonna write down every single trade that I'm taking
Uh-huh.
versus what I try and have you guys do, which is okay. We're going to write down our trades, how we're feeling, exactly what we're looking for. And the key part is going through your trades after.
Yeah, so I actually have two journals. I had one journal where I would like on like the master classes and like different types of YouTube videos, I would just journal like just like a summary of the video and like points. Then my second journal is like my trading personal journal where like every day after I'm done trading, I just put like how I felt, like some of the plays I took, if they were good or not, and if I was having like FOMO or just like all the basic stuff. And like doing that just like it like makes you calm after like the trading day. It like really keeps your emotions like under control.
Yeah. When you can kind of separate your emotions when you're going through your trades after and thinking, okay, it's done now. Let's make sure that we're on the right path going forward. That's what I want you guys all to think when you're going through and journaling and saying, okay, this is what happened today. We did these things well. We did these things not well. How can we then go and limit the things that we're not doing well and capitalize on the things that we are doing well? And I think the other thing too is I think a good thing to talk about here a little bit is the little bit of a risk management or greed situation that you just had to deal with. So guys, right now Josue has 11 accounts, but he did have 19. So what happened
Actually,
to those?
I actually had 20, but
You had 20.
yes.
You got to the max. Jeez, dude. So you got to the max account
Uh-huh.
limit on accounts. What happened to those other 9 accounts?
All right, so we'll talk about the separate one first, then we'll talk about the eight.
Okay.
So one of them was a 250K account, and like that one I was doing really good. I was up like 5,000, but then I wanted to pass it in the 7 days, so like I kind of just full ported the 27 lots, and you know what happens after that.
Mhm.
And I was up on it like 10,000, but the trailing drawdown, which is really important for Apex, like unrealized profit. So like I was up $5,000 in a play, then I didn't secure it, then it drew all the way back down to like 1,000. And for the 250K account, the max drawdown is 6,500. So just with that, I had like $1,000 left of wiggle room.
Mhm.
So you definitely got to be careful with the unrealized trailing drawdown.
Yeah, so for those of you guys that don't know, in the prop firm space, there's different ways that these firms will calculate drawdown or max trailing drawdown in order to eliminate their risk as somebody who's providing you guys capital to trade with. So some people may not like the rules, some people may like the rules. At the end of the day, you're not trading your own money; it's their money. They get to set the rules. So yeah, the rules might hurt you sometimes, but as long as you're able to work within them, you should be all right. Now, in this scenario right here, what he's saying about the trailing drawdown is that he went up in a position. So his portfolio max is at a certain level, and you cannot go down a certain amount. When that position ended up coming back down, well, if that's trailing drawdown, you cannot come down a certain amount. So when he ended up closing the position, he had a lot less wiggle room to work with. So that was the one account there that ended up getting blown.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say they were really bad trades. It was just like the rules, like the trailing drawdown. You just have to be really careful with that. Because if not, the accounts will be gone. And it's similar what happened with the eight other accounts too. I actually had those funded too. I passed those eight, and I had those funded. But then this similar thing happened. I was up 1,000 on a play, didn't take it. Took $500, so I had like 500 Then a couple other plays happened too. Because I was trying to hit that big winner. I was trying to like for those eight accounts, I was trying to hit a big winner, and that was my mistake there too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had them. If I would have just executed and got out, I would have been good. I would have been double my the gains I had, but
Yep.
it's whatever.
Yep.
I'll get those again later.
Yeah,
It's
I
not a
mean,
big problem.
you've more than made it back up with
Yeah,
what you've
yeah.
been doing recently. So that was the other 8.
Yeah, that it happened the same thing with the other eight, just the trailing drawdown and
So guys, this is a very important lesson here. What those of you guys that are listening to this right now, whether this is live or it's the replay that we posted to you guys on YouTube, think about this from an emotional aspect. He received a giant amount of funding, and he said, "I have all of this capital to work with. In a percentage-based world, I can go absolutely nuts." What then happened? Well, you tried to do some things. You went this boom, 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 boom. Oops, done. This is going to tie into everything we've been talking about with following our rules that we set up for ourselves and our trading plans and our journaling every single day. Because when you look at the account, and I'm guessing if you went back and looked at some of these trades or the way that you were taking on risk, it wouldn't have followed probably the rules that you've set up for yourself
Uh-huh.
or the rules that the prop firm has set up for you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
those rules, if you can work within them, well, you shouldn't be blowing these accounts or losing these accounts.
Hmm.
Um, I think what I want to get into a little bit next is those of you guys that are in 1348 right now. We have a bunch of different things that you guys can use: Invictus, traffic lights, crosses, thigh gap, a lot of different things that we can use. Josue, I'd like you to kind of go through exactly what you've been doing and what you've found success with, especially in futures, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, futures are pretty cool. They're, again, we've talked to you guys about futures before. They're a little bit more risky in certain elements. They're a little bit better than options in certain ways. But yeah, I think going through a little bit of how you've been trading is going to be incredibly helpful to everybody.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull up my chart right here so you can see like the thing that really helped me a lot is when you guys added the traffic lights.
Mhm.
Like just the traffic lights. Like I don't take every traffic light play, but like sometimes I get in like let's say right here, I would get in let's say a good play I would get in.
Well, you can go over the trade that you nailed today. I remember that
Yeah,
one.
so this trade right here, like is it this off the open? Hold up, wait. No, it was back here. So it was right here, look at
Mhm.
it was off the open right here.
Yep.
So and I kind of studied a lot of price action too, how like price action works and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So this play right here, it was off the open, so I was just waiting right here. Then as soon as I saw this like super massive candle like go up right here, then wick all the way down,
Mhm.
I was like, okay, hold up. Then you see MACD right here. It looks like it's starting a weekend cross. Thigh gaps pointing down.
Mhm.
RSI is pointing down. Then as soon as it had another pop right here, that's where I entered right here. But I was only risking like $300 in that play, so that's
Mhm.
like around like 7 points.
Yep.
So I was risking just a bit. Then I entered right here like one lot. Then I entered another lot right here. So the
Mhm.
full position was three lots.
Yep.
So I was in like full
Per
position.
account.
Yeah, the copy trader.
Gotcha.
So
Yep.
so 3 times 11 is like 33 lots.
Yeah, so guys, what Josue has found a little bit with his risk management is he kind of focuses on one account, but knows that these trades are being taken on all of them. So if he says he's taking $300 of risk, he's only seeing that on the account that he's trading, and it's being copied to the other ones. So if he says $300 of risk, well, it's actually 300 times 11 because there's 11 accounts actually trading that trade right there.
Uh-huh. And I feel like that helps so much because like looking at $300 loss is like way better than looking at like a way bigger like money amount. So
Mhm.
that definitely helps like with the emotions and like the psychological thing about it. But so I entered three lots right there. Then I literally exited. My exit point was like VWAP. That's like all I was risking for VWAP.
Mhm.
So I got VWAP. I missed a bit of the play, but it was good. It was like $1,000 gain.
It's good.
It was like a 17 point. So it was like a 2 to 3 to 1 risk to reward right there.
That's great.
Then after that, I closed my thing and just walked away. Then I came back and this is where I got a bit of FOMO. This play right here.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
Uh-huh.
That's okay though. I mean, when you're looking at your account, and this is kind of the other way too. So just in general, when you're trading like this, you're using traffic lights. So you're trading the 1 minute time frame,
Yes, one
correct?
minute time frame. That's my
1 minute
executing. But I
thigh
do
gap,
look at
and
the
then you
five
have
and the three.
excuse me, say that again.
I I execute on the one, but I look at the five and the three. Especially with these prop firm accounts, I find it if for a 50K account, I find it really hard to trade on the five and the three because they're trailing drawdown.
Yep.
You have to be like super tight and like for one 5 minute candle, like that could blow up your account.
Hmm.
So I find it better on the 1 minute.
Yeah. So yeah, and then thigh gap, and then you have our custom MACD settings, and then the classic one. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I have the original one, then your custom MACD settings right here.
Cool. Um, the other thing that I want to briefly talk about a little bit is the psychological shift that you had because we looked at the your options account a little bit on TradeZella too. We don't have to look at it. You went up and
Yeah.
then went down a pretty big amount
Uh-huh.
just for just so that everybody knows. What was the psychological shift like when you decided, okay, I'm going to start looking at futures and then going towards, let's say, a prop firm, whichever one it was going to be?
Yeah, so I started doing it because like it was kind of hard to grow because for me, I traded 0 days, so
Come on, buddy.
if I were to go back to options, I would still trade 0 days. Like this, no, but you have to
Why?
understand that like my 0 day plays were like really good. I just didn't take
Apparently not
profit.
with how your account ended up.
I just didn't take profit because like I wanted more. I was greedy.
We're
I
going to talk about that in a second, too.
yeah. Let's say I would average like 80% plays on 0 days,
Yep.
and but then like my risk management wasn't good at all. That's
Mhm.
also the reason why. But I started switching to futures because like I don't know. I just like my account kept going down. I just like I didn't see any progress, and I was like, oh, I think I need more capital to start trading, and that's obviously not a good idea.
Right.
But so that's what my thought was. But then when I switched to futures, their unrealized trailing drawdown helped me so much with my risk management. So
Because
like
you
it
have to
helped.
take the profit.
Yeah. It
So,
helped me without like noticing because I just switched over to have like larger funds,
yep.
but the trailing drawdown helped me like I didn't even notice. It helped my risk management so much, and that's why I'm like this successful right now because of the risk management.
Right. So, guys, all of you guys that here, again, think about what he's saying here and break it down. When Gabe and I say, why are you looking for these giant gains or just take your profits? There's no reason you can just hunt for another trade. It's showing you right here. He's up $100,000 in it's less than a month.
It's like 13 days.
It's 13 days.
Yeah.
It's insane. So, got taking profit risk management. The other thing too is with futures. It's a I would say it's different, and I would say it's a little bit easier to manage risk
Uh-huh.
with futures, just because you know exactly what you're risking on every single trade when you set your stop. Slightly different than options. Options can run a lot more, but with
Yeah.
futures, no theta. You can set your risk very, very, very specifically at a point on the chart. People like to say that it's a little bit more pure price action because let's say that a stock is at 100, it shoots to 101, your contracts go up decently, but price stays there for like the next 4 hours. Well, that options contract is going to decay in value. A futures contract would not. I like to say a point's a point, a tick's a tick. You know exactly what the position is going to be worth at any given price point throughout the day. Now, so we've kind of gone over a little bit of your strategy, your success story right now. What a lot of people do, and you said this at the beginning, and I'd like to kind of bring this full circle, is in the beginning, you were trading Dogecoin, you were trading some of these other things. You made a decent
Uh-huh.
amount of money, and then what happened?
Yeah, all went away.
Exactly. So you've been on a very, very solid run. And we've said this before a lot of the time that when you're doing something correctly, there's no reason to try and vary away from what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that you really could do at this point is try to get those other, let's say, 9 accounts back. I mean,
Yeah.
that is something that you could do if you wanted to. I mean, but that's going to be up to you. The other fun thing to know is, Josue, how much did you pay to get all of these accounts? Was it 150 bucks or something?
For all these for to get them for the evaluations was like 160,
Uh-huh.
like 180 maybe around there. And to get them funded was like 17, 1800.
Yeah. So right now he's been able to withdraw $22,000. Very, very nice ROI there. But going back to what I was saying, that when you go on these big runs, and I was just on one. I mean, you guys saw me go on a nice run with all those swing trades. My account was well over 100%. What did I say I was going to do next? Size it down, take it easy, and just relax. Continue trading and continue taking high quality setups, but don't get overconfident in what you're doing. You've been on a really, really solid run, and I want you to really like almost congratulate yourself for that, because that's an achievement that not a lot of people that enter the market are able to do. $100,000 in 13 days. It's probably over that now. That's insane. Um, Now I know in the live chat one day you did say what you were gonna do with the money, and would you like to reiterate what you said?
I was like, I was gonna get a 2024 Supra.
Okay. Now, I think it's great to reward yourself and to make the
Uh,
money feel real.
yeah, but that if I were to get that, that would be like in like at least 5 months
Okay,
from
fair.
now.
That's good. That's good. I just don't want you to think that just because you're making a little bit of money now that it's fine to just start spending money
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
an
No, no,
asshole.
no.
Don't
Yeah.
don't be doing that.
Uh-huh.
Um, so what would your plan be going forward on each individual trading day? Now that you have made this amount of money, do you feel a little bit I wouldn't say stressed, but more so that you have quote unquote something to lose now and you're going to look at the market a different way? Or are you just saying, I'm just going to stick to what I'm doing, it's working well, and just continue cranking?
I feel like I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because it's been working, and like the strategy works. Like that's no doubt. Like
Hmm.
it's just like the emotional side and like the psychology side of it that you need to work on.
Hmm.
But the strategy's there. It's not gonna go away. So like yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I want to take like to 1 to 2 trades a day. That's like my max.
Hmm.
Because I find that if I keep trading, I'll just give it back.
Hmm.
It's like just finding 2 setups and just like taking it and putting a risk on it. Then if it gets out, if it like goes down in a loss, I just get out. It doesn't matter. And it helps me more just looking at one account instead of the 11.
Yeah.
Just with that one loss, it just like helps me so much more.
Yep. Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to add on when I switched to options and futures was because I used to trade QQQ and SPY only on options.
Hmm.
And then I realized that NQ and ES were like the same exact thing. So I was like, wait, it's like a bonus
Hmm.
because they move like exactly the same but just a bit different. But that's another big reason why I switched to futures.
That's a good reason. I mean, some people are going to like futures better than options. Some people are going to like options better than futures. I mean, me personally, I love both. They're both
Uh-huh.
great. I mean, it's very obvious to point out, and we can kind of go through that with everybody, the key differences and why people will like one over the other a little bit more. The other thing that I think is interesting to know is when you said that you really started managing risk. What is your risk management strategy? How are you managing your risk every single day? Is it, oh, I'm only going to risk a certain amount of points on every single trade? Or do you look
Hmm.
at the chart and say, this is where the risk is, and I'm going to modify my position size accordingly in order to only risk a certain percentage or whatever you're comfortable with on every single trade?
All right. So if it's, I usually put it on the chart
Hmm.
for my risk, but if I'm trading with one lot and I'm like, because I average in sometimes, not every time.
Huh?
If I'm averaging in, I would give it like a little bit more room. Because so I would go with like, let's say I would go in like right here. So let's say I take this traffic light right here,
Yep.
and I would average in like one lot, probably like let's just say it closed. I would average in one lot right here,
Yep.
and I would be risky. Hold on, let me draw it so it can be easier.
Yeah. Just design it like we do.
So there's a level right there too. So I probably wouldn't take that play, but let's just say for the
Yeah.
just using it. But
Yep.
let's say I would average one lot right here at the 13 where this candle where
Hmm.
it touches right here.
Yep.
I would average one lot. Then my risk would probably be like 6 points, which isn't a lot. That's like a couple
On
$100.
NASDAQ, it's not a lot. On ES, it's huge.
Yeah, 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 that is true. Yeah, yeah. But that would probably be my risk right here. Or even the traffic light. That would be a reason to get out too.
Good.
But yeah, this would probably be a good exit point, 6 points. I usually average like 6 to 10 points for a loss.
Okay. And
Or
then reward what I mean, it looked like you had like a 3-1 or something on some
yeah,
of your
yeah,
bets.
yeah. Like a 35. I usually want to aim for like a 20 points.
Yep.
That's like my good amount. But if it gives me more, I'm happy with that.
Are you scaling out or are you taking the whole position
No,
off
I
all at once?
I, I take the I know I don't scale out. I just take the whole position out.
Cool.
So I usually try to
You're
aim
doing
for like
everything
that.
right. You're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
everything right, man.
Because I find out when I scale out, I leave a lot of money on the table.
Trailing drawdown, that's not going to help you out.
Yeah, it does not help at all. It's just like, especially now when I have the funded accounts, I don't have a trailing drawdown anymore. Did I mention that or no?
Oh, no, you did not. So there's no trailing drawdown anymore?
Okay, so the trailing drawdown stops following you after you hit $52,600.
Okay.
Then it doesn't follow you anymore.
But is 52,600 the bottom? Or is
Oh
it
yeah,
50?
no, the bottom is $50,100.
Gotcha. Okay. So guys, just to break that down, when he goes up in an account to what was the number? 52,000 what?
Yeah, 52,600. That's for the funded account.
Yep, 52,600 when he's on that live funded account. The trailing drawdown that we were talking about no longer applies. And then the actual, in order to quote unquote blow the account, is if your account goes down below 50,100. So you hit 50,099, no more account. They take it away.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
then I
man.
also if I'm doing one lot, sometimes I don't risk a point amount. I do like a dollar amount, but they're the similar if you look at it the same.
Yep.
So like on one lot, I would probably risk like let's say like $500, which is I want to see how many points that is.
On NQ, yeah, I'm not. I mean, I trade ES all the time. I forget what the tick values on NQ are.
Yeah,
What is
it's
it?
$20.
What is it?
So
20?
$20 a point, yeah. So what is that like? Oh, it's like 20 points. 20 something points.
Is that's not your risk, right? That's your.
No, that's only if I'm entering with one lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because if I
So
would enter with like 5 lots, that would be a big drawdown right there.
oh yeah. So are you using more so levels? EMAs. I mean, I did see you point out a traffic light in the other direction, especially on the 1 minute as a stop
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Um,
right here.
Yep. So is it usually like a level, an EMA break? What are you looking for in order to? Because I mean, it's pretty simple. For take profits, you're taking it at levels.
Uh-huh.
Um, but for the risk, what is it? What is it usually that you're using?
Usually what I'm risking is like the 200 EMA, the 48, the 13, the 21. It just all depends how it looks. So like on this play right here, I would risk the like a break above below the 200.
Yep.
So it would look like this right here. And now I would probably play it to this level right here, to that top level.
Some crazy risk to reward there, man. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, especially with the
Yeah.
way that you're able to
Uh-huh.
just run up these accounts. Do you know where your win rate is right now? Because I remember you just saying it in the live chat one day, and I was like, what? I was like, you're insane. It was
Yeah,
like
well,
80, 90%, something like that.
let me share right now. Yeah, it's actually 78%.
That's pretty good, dude.
It
With
went
that
down a
risk
bit
to
because I had two
reward, I mean, I
losses,
can see
but
why you've gone as nuts as you did.
uh-huh. Yeah, then here's some plays I took. But the trade Zello plays kind of suck. I don't know why. It just like doesn't look good.
It just doesn't show. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be
Yeah.
slightly different. I've seen that too
Uh-huh.
when people post those. They're like, "Oh, this is what it is, but it's slightly different." I don't know why I didn't carry over.
Yeah.
And then I think one of the final things that we should talk about is you've gone through the period of struggle in trading and had this breakthrough into a very very successful period. For all the viewers watching this, what would you tell them to do in order to get to where you are right now in terms of your performance? Um, and you could touch on things like fine tuning strategy, fine tuning risk, talking about psychology and things like that too.
Hmm. I would probably say risk management, the number one thing that changed, like literally changed, like levels me up so much. Definitely 100% risk management. And second, the emotional side, because sometimes when I enter like bigger lots, like I can feel my heart like beating like faster.
Hmm.
Then like I feel like when I enter bigger lots, I get out faster because like the profit's bigger and like shorter.
Hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people like agree with me on that. It's like I tend to hold less when it's a bigger play,
Mhm.
but definitely risk management. A lot of people are probably gonna listen to this and be like, okay, I'm gonna do my risk management, but then like they don't work on it and they're gonna stay in the same place. Because that's how I was. I would always hear that like risk management, but then like I would never like apply it.
Right. Yeah,
And I feel
that's,
like,
I mean, yeah, it's one of the most important things. Like,
uh-huh,
you'll see people be like, "Oh, risk, it's important, but it's not the most important thing. It's strategy." Mm-mm.
yeah,
It's risk
yeah,
management. I could like
yeah,
you could managing your risk and knowing how to effectively do that is the one of the most important things because of the psychological element of trading. If you have an undefined risk and you do not know what's about to happen next, well, how do you expect to be a clear-headed, non-emotional trader? It's almost
uh-huh,
impossible. So
yeah,
focusing in on that risk and honing in on it, and making sure that it's predefined at a level at which you're comfortable with makes
yeah,
trading a whole lot easier.
uh-huh. Yeah, definitely putting it at a level or even at like an EMA or I use V. I don't know if you guys use VWAP anymore. You
No,
guys
not really.
no.
It's there.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes people will call it out in the live chats, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
cool,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
But I usually just have that as my stop. Or sometimes I don't know if you guys use like double bottoms or double tops.
Um, I mean, some people might. It's basically just a level rejection.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah,
that is.
that is true, yeah. But yeah, it's helped me a lot. And especially the funding company, and that's the thing that changed me. Like I said, the risk management and the funding company.
Yep.
It just like shows like if you can't pass a funding company a couple times and you keep failing over and over and over, like that means like you shouldn't be trading. Like if you can't even pass like a evaluation.
Hmm.
And that kind of like woke me up too. Is like, oh, if I can't even pass an evaluation, like why am I even trading?
That's a very interesting change of your thought process because remember, a little bit earlier in the interview, you said, "Oh, I thought that if I could just have a bunch more money, I would be
Uh-huh.
a better trader." And then you
Yeah.
followed up with saying, "I know that's not good," but
Uh-huh.
then come moving into here, you have that light bulb moment where you're like, "Oh, well, if I can't pass this, why do I even deserve to trade that amount of money?"
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that popped in my head because a lot of people are like, "Oh, I hate funding rules and stuff like that." But like, it's really simple. Like the funding rules are really simple. You just can't lose whatever they say.
Hmm.
Like if you can't have that, like you don't have really good risk management unless you're for like a swing trader or stuff like that.
Right. Well, it's not like the other thing too is it's not like they're hidden, scary, like random rules that just get
Yeah.
thrown out at
Uh-huh.
you. It's not like there's a news candle that's like, oh yeah, nope, it takes you out.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like you know the rules.
Yeah.
It's up to you to then go and follow them. It's the same thing like I tell you guys all the time. All of you guys in here, again, those of you guys that are on platform with us and are in masterclass, you have your system and strategy set out for you. I've gone through all of them and okayed it or told you guys this needs to be changed, this needs to be more specific. All of you guys have the system and the rules that you like the most operating within the overall trade 1348 umbrella. You all know exactly what you're supposed to be doing in the market every single day. Same thing with this prop firm. It just adds a little additional element of risk management. So then if you then blame the rules or blame the trailing drawdown or something, you're effectively just blaming yourself. You're saying, "Oh, I just didn't follow my rules or the rules that were set out that I knew beforehand."
Yeah, because that's what I did a couple times in the beginning. I'm like, oh, this trailing down on sucks. Like it's so stupid. I used to do that too, but after you like step back and look and like what's the problem? Like you're the problem. It's not the
Exactly.
funding company or anything.
Exactly, man. Whew.
But I do like Apex a lot because like the rules are so like simple. And like I've done research in other prop firms and it's just like way too they have like a two step for evaluations, like each one's 10 days and like it's just too much rules. That's why I like Apex.
Is it one step?
Yeah, it's one step, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And it
That's
only
awesome.
takes 7 days to pass it and like you have a month to pass it, but the minimum required days is 7 days.
Yeah, and what do they have a rule that's like, oh, you can't have like over 40% of your gains coming from one day or something?
Yeah,
Like I
no, no,
know.
no, 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 no. That in the evaluation you can literally make all the money in a day, then just trade
Really
like micros the rest of the days and you can still pass it.
interesting.
But for the funded accounts, you gotta at least be like consistent, because if not, they'll just see you as like a gambler. Like you're gonna make all your profits in one day, then just like take the money out, then blow up the account.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
That's one of the reasons why the rules are there. And should you be trading like that? Probably not.
yeah, no, yeah. If you're trading like that, you shouldn't be trading for the funding company at all.
Right. Well, guys, I think this was a really cool interview. It's always awesome to hear from those of you guys in the community on the platform that are having a lot of success. I mean, 19 years old, making over $100,000, utilizing prop firms and in the strategy that we teach you guys in like 13 days is a very, very awesome accomplishment. You should be really proud of that, man.
Hmm. And sometimes I feel like it's not a lot of money. I'm like, oh, I want to make more,
Right.
but
That's good. That's good. But remember, do not get greedy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do not
That's the
get greedy,
biggest
man.
thing.
Well, team, I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you guys for coming. We will see you guys next time. Peace.